Thanks for tuning in for another edition of our Pivot and Pitch video series, formerly known as Chamber Chat videos. This is where we give our business members an opportunity to share how they've pivoted operations during the pandemic and how they've been able to maintain their operations and achieve a success story to share with us all today. So we are excited to be joined with Jacob Neal. He's the owner of COVID Angel of Mercy, such an important organization during this time. And I just really look forward to you all getting to know a little bit about Jacob and his mission. And so welcome, Jacob. Thank you for being with us.
Good morning, Blair. How are you doing? First of all, once again, thank you and the Chamber for allowing this platform. It's awesome, great day.
Yes, well, thank you for all that you're doing in the community around this time. Share with us a little bit about how COVID Angel of Mercy has pivoted operations during the pandemic.
Well, one of the biggest, I've learned in the military not to use the word issues. One of the biggest concerns I had was the mailing system. In order to defray costs for my customers, I use the United States Postal Service. They were the most cost-effective way, and it worked out. But when the post office was affected by the epidemic and they were losing people and personnel, my business started to suffer, and I had to change up a couple of things. Once again, you always want to give your customers the biggest bang for their buck, but I had to change the mailing system. I had to insist now that every package have a tracking number, every package, and I had to share that cost with the customer. That's not something that I wanted to do. It's something that I had to do because then they could see that their packages were exactly where I said they were. 4th of July weekend was a big weekend for me and our company. As you know, I was on a television show, Live with Kelly and Ryan, and it generated a lot of orders. But that is the same time that the Postal Service was inundated and they were losing people due to the COVID virus and things like that. So what I learned to do was to work with your customers, pivot, communicate consistently. I had to spend a lot of midnight hours and burn a lot of midnight oil. People don't want to hear from a third party. They want to hear from the person who they trusted, the face of the company. So I made sure I made it my mission to interact with each and every one of my customers that had any type of issues until they were solved.
Well, that's wonderful that you were able to deliver that type of customer service. And I think we've all found that it's taken a little bit more effort and a little bit more work, but it is worth it in the long run to execute efficiently. So that's great. What changes do you foresee having to implement as we move into this new normal? Or what changes that you've already implemented will you continue?
One of the changes that I implemented was, like I said, more up-to-date personal courage. Personal working and dealing directly with the customers. I know every business and everyone can't do that. Me being a smaller size business, I know what customer service means. That's my number one focus. I've had to change some things. Right now, as everyone is suffering with this market, advertising and things like that, I had to focus more on things that are free, like social media, Instagram, Snapchat, things that I didn't traditionally ping so much. I made that one of my biggest focus because you can't beat free. You always got to try, and that way I can save those costs and I can share that cost savings with my customers because it's my goal that every healthcare professional and healthcare service support personnel are able to afford the COVID Angel Mercy patches.
Yes, I think that we've all seen an uptick in social media and we've all been using it more. And the internet surely has played a good role in being able to communicate. So totally understand all of those things. I would love to hear a success story, something that's just gone exceptionally well, unexpected during this time to help inspire our business community.
Well, I would tell you when I tell this story, I got to get myself together because I tear up every time I think about it. University Hospital, which was one of the hospitals that I personally sponsored. I would love to sponsor every hospital in the Central Savannah River area, but I had a contact there. I sent them 100 cams, and to my surprise, that I received an invite for a Teams invite. They asked me to be a guest speaker. They actually had a cam ceremony It was emotional. The healthcare professionals there couldn't believe that there was a thing that gave back to them, and that this project feeds into a scholarship fund for them. They were very emotional. I wasn't a dry mask in the room. It just let me know that what I was doing was for a reason. It wasn't about me. It was about these healthcare professionals that put their life on the line every single day. We don't know their stories. I'm privy to hear those stories. Some of them will have you in tears, but I consider that a really good success story to see that it got to the people that I wanted it to get to, and it actually made an impact. If you look in the background, there's my logo, Ego Aram Ibi. It's Latin. It stands for I was there. I think we need to remember that when this country needed heroes, the medical professionals and medical support staff stepped up and they said, I was there. And this is a way to salute them. And I'm just blessed to be a part of it.
Well, that's wonderful. And what you're doing for our medical professionals is great. I was personally privy to that experience that you just shared via your sharing it with me, and was very touched by it. And I know that anybody that is interested in helping to support and show their respect and admiration for the medical community, I would just encourage them to reach out to you and look towards your goals of being a part of the good in the community for those people. So thank you so much, and thank you for your time today. It's been a pleasure.
Belinda, you mind if I share one last thing?
Sure.
I wanted to share this with you because I don't want this to be about Jacob or the COVID Angel of Mercy. I want it to be about our healthcare professionals. On my website and also on my Facebook, I have what's called Faces of the Cam. I have hundreds of them from all over the country. But I wanted to share your heroes. These are from your area. These are your heroes that are right there on the front line. Augusta Regional, from Doctors Hospital, that are receiving these cams. These are our frontline warfighters, soldiers deployed to Afghanistan who work in the medical field. They're all receiving these cams. Doctors Hospital, again, happens to be my next door neighbor. I know for a fact she works 12, 13, 14 hours a day doing what's right. I'm in need of the community to help out. This project was meant for, not for the healthcare professionals to actually purchase these, but for the communities to reach out. So if you would like to, I would ask you to go to the site. It says pivot and pitch, so it's pitch time for me. And I want to make sure that those healthcare heroes are taken care of. And just remember that the monies generated feeds a scholarship for any healthcare professionals or support staff whom contract COVID-19 in the line of duty and unfortunately perish. The scholarship is set aside for their family members, spouses, and family members.
The passion that you have always shines through and is so appreciated. Thank you again for everything, and farewell.
Thank you for having me.